3/4 of the way through the show, she walks around the stage, and I still can't believe it, but she reached her arm out, and out of an arena of 18,000 people, she picked 9-year-old me. I was just like, am I awake? Like, this is Shania beside me.
Tenille, welcome to Smooth Country.
Why, thank you. It's an honor to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
I want to take you way back because for somebody who might be watching this and may not realize and may want to try something like this themselves. So you were at a Shania gig way back, right, as a kid?
I was.
And will you explain it?
I would love to.
For anyone who doesn't know.
This is a crazy story, but I grew up listening to all different kinds of music and just always loving to sing. And one of my heroes was Shania Twain, and I knew all the words to her songs, and my family saved up and got tickets for a Christmas present. And so we went, and we took the 5-hour drive from my hometown to go to this concert, and I was so excited. I made the sign. It said, Shania, can I please sing with you? And I asked my mom to glue gun me a costume to look like her Miami concert DVD. I'd watched this DVD like a million times. And so I had the yellow ponytail and I had the yellow stripe down my pants. And I was just rocking out at this concert. And there's something when you're 9 years old, like you just actually believe that anything is possible. Like there's just no question in my mind that I was going to sing with Shania Twain that night. It was just going to happen. And my mom was like, okay, like let's brace ourselves here.
Yes, yeah, of course it's not going to happen.
Of course, let's adjust expectations. But 3/4 of the way through the show, she walks around the stage, and I still can't believe it, but she reached her arm out, and out of an arena of 18,000 people, she picked 9-year-old me. And I grabbed her hand, and I threw the sign behind me. And I remember her stage had 3 tiers. And so I ended up on the top tier of the stage, and the song finished, and she kept passing me the mic, and like I just sang it with her, holding her hand. And the song finished, and the crowd's cheering, and I couldn't see anything because it's like the lights up there. It just looks like a black curtain. You can't really see anybody.
Yeah.
But I could hear everything, and I was just like, am I awake? Like, this is Shania beside me. But it was just magical, and she lit a fire in me that night that I still feel to this day. And that's my dream now, is to just keep paying that forward to the next little dreamers along the way, because that was a wild, wild moment. And I'm so excited because later this year, we're getting to open up for her on her tour, and it'll be almost 20 years to the month that we'll play back in the arena or in the city that happened. So kind of crazy.
I was going to just mention that because talk about a full circle.
Yeah.
I mean, you were this wannabe little maybe one day, and there you're going to be with her.
Yeah.
I mean, there are moments in all our lives, aren't there, that, you go down a different avenue and it leads you somewhere else. But that for you was really, I mean, if she hadn't seen that sign or you hadn't made it,
I know.
your life might have been completely different.
It could have been completely different. Like, that just gives me goosebumps to think about. You never know. And any moment in any day could be in one of those intersections where you take one turn one way or the other. But I couldn't be more grateful that moment happened. That was so wild. So it's a really crazy part of the story, and I hold on to it very dearly.
Well, just so you know, the last interview we did here just a couple of weeks, probably 2 weeks ago, was Shania.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So,
That's so cool.
But that was then. It's Tenille today. That's yeah.
That's so cool.
I want to talk to you as well about the train concept. Right now, did I hear you right last night when you were talking to the fans? Did you say a 15-day train journey? I mean, where could you go that's going to last 15 days on a train, or how slow is it going?
We traveled 2,000 miles across Canada. So we boarded it in Montreal and we got off in Calgary. And it did travel slowly, but we stopped in almost every little town along the way. So we played 65 shows in 15 days. And so some of these days we'd be playing 6 or 7 shows a day. And so you'd pull up, it looked like the Polar Express. It was lit up in all these Christmas lights, and one of the box cars of this old train was the stage car. And so the front was just a door on hydraulics, and we'd pull up into the middle of these towns, and the door would fold down, and we'd go out there and play, and everyone was bundled in the freezing cold, and the shows were free, but people were encouraged to bring a donation for their local food bank. And so everybody coming was just supporting their friends and neighbors. And I was witnessing the best parts of the human spirit. It was so fun. I was inspired. I had to write about it. So we started writing songs in the mornings before the 7-day show would unfold. And we would, and then we borrowed gear from the stage car and recorded in the back caboose. So you can hear all the it was like an 1800s train. Like you can just hear all the wood and the creaking of the rattling of the tracks and the hum of the engine, and it's all on the record. So I'm really excited. The sound is in there.
Train track work tapes.
That's right.
I actually listened to that, and I'm not joking, on a train.
That's so crazy.
And I
love that.
I can almost hear the rhythm in some of the songs. Is that right? Because it's almost got that thing, hasn't it? That train track thing. Now, it wasn't as exotic as the train journey you're describing. Mine was like a boring commuter train coming in and out of town with people half asleep next to me. But I was focused. Can you imagine how surreal that is as well for those people in the middle of if you don't mind me saying, the middle of nowhere in Canada.
Absolutely.
This Polar Express train arrives, the side comes down, and Tenille just pops out to do a show.
Crazy. They've been doing this train for years. It's called the CP Holiday Train, and it's pretty remarkable. And it is especially cool to me to look at all these people out there that don't get live music on a regular basis. And I think they get so excited. You see all the kids like playing air guitar, and it's like, we've just lit the fire in this town, and hopefully it keeps going. So we had a lot of fun on that journey. And they were also bundled up. It was in the wintertime. It was like minus 32 degrees Celsius out there. We were playing, and people just don't care at all. They're so happy to be there.
I wanted to also talk to you about collaborations.
Yeah.
I'm always fascinated what drives an artist to go that way, and I'll do something with them, but I won't do it with them or whatever. So Bryan Adams recently, I mean, obviously, fellow Canadian.
Yes.
That must have been a bit of a thrill me moment for you as well.
It was very much a wild moment. And that all happened from a crazy happenstance. Like I literally ran into him on a staircase in a music studio, and I was at the top floor, and I could see him starting to walk up the stairs, and I was like, oh my God, don't freak out. Like, this is Bryan Adams. Like, and I was definitely freaking out. And I got to talk to him for a moment, and I just was thanking him for his music and his path, and it's been so inspiring to me. And so we left. We were waiting for the Uber in the lobby of the studio, and I said to my manager, I was like, how cool would it be to sing a song with Bryan Adams one day? Like, let's just put that out into the universe, put it on the bucket list. And then it just sort of stuck with me. And I had this song that I'd written or started writing a while ago. And I just thought his voice would sound really cool on it. And so we were in the studio the following week, my band and I, and we just recorded it for the Pipe Dream. We're like, let's just do a version of this. Then we burnt it to a CD. We went old school. And I wrote him a letter out by hand. And then I laughed at myself at the FedEx counter as I put this envelope together to send to the address where the staircase was, hoping he was still there. I had no contact info for him otherwise.
Wow.
But I sent it off, and I still can't believe this, but he got it 2 days later, and I got an email from him saying he heard the song and he'd absolutely love to sing on it, and now it's out in the world. It's called The Thing That Wrecks You. So I can't believe that happened. He was wonderful to say yes to do that, and I've learned so much from him in the process of the song, and that was really special to me.
And also, if I stay with collaborations for a second with Train,
yes,
I mean,
it's the year
love
of the
that.
Train here.
Yeah, there is a bit of a Train thing going on, but you know what I mean? So with them too.
They're so wonderful. I've just loved their music and been such a fan for a really long time. And I got a note through the team, so it was like, hey, would you be interested in singing on this Train song? And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So I listened to it, and I started dancing around my house and singing a harmony right away. And so it's so crazy in these times. Like, I literally was just in my little music room in my house, my dog's sitting next to me in this chair, and I just recorded a vocal on my laptop and sent it off. And they were like, sounds great. And it was out a couple weeks later. So it's just crazy how the evolution of collaborations happen. But I'm really excited because I get to, I'm singing with them at the Canadian Country Music Awards coming up in a few weeks. So
wow.
That's going to be the first time we'll get to hang out in person. And I'm just really looking forward to that.
Well, when I'm watching that in a few weeks from now, back here, I'll remember that I was talking to you and you were telling me how much you were looking forward to it. It's a bit of an obvious question. We've been talking about collaborations, but is there anybody else in your mind that you think, okay, who else could I meet on a staircase? Or
gosh.
I mean, who do you or not? Or have
always? I've got a long list of people I just love and look up to. I mean, I would just love to pass in a hallway and hold the hand of Dolly Parton one day, just for a moment, to say thank you, because I love her so much. We saw her on a golf cart at the ACM Awards, and I was like, oh, that's Dolly Parton. This is so cool. But there's so many incredible artists out there and music I look up to. I'm a really big fan of Noah Kahan right now. I just love the songs that he's writing, and I think it'd be really cool to sing something someday. But yeah, all kinds of different music.
Well, it's all out there. Now,
we'll just put it out there.
I know this is all about you, right? But I'm just going to tell you something just because of someone you mentioned, right? And I looked across to Chris, who was also there in the room. So about a couple of months ago, Dolly was here.
Oh, my goodness.
So we got to do about 30 minutes with her.
Are you serious? Is she... tell me she's everything we dream her to be.
I'm going to show you a picture after this, right?
Okay, I can't wait.
But I'll explain what happened. So we went in and we were doing the filming and that sort of thing. And I'll be honest, we're a little bit... I would do this a lot, but, you know, a little bit apprehensive because you're on her... It was at her hotel.
Okay.
It was her team filming. We're not in this studio where we, you know...
Yeah. You're on her turf. Okay.
She was... and I'm not just saying this. She was absolutely brilliant.
Of course.
I mean, she truly was. And there's Sean's over there too. And she even, came up to Sean and said, "Oh, you've got lovely skin."
Oh my goodness, did she? She grazed her cheek. Stop it.
And one last thing, and then we'll move on. But as you mentioned, right, so that when you meet her, she turns around. So we all had photographs, right? And I'll show you the picture after.
Oh my gosh, you have a picture with Dolly Parton.
So I'm standing next to her. And next of all, she grabs my neck. And next of all, my cheek is next to hers. And I'm thinking, this is Dolly. What's going on here? And she goes, "You smell nice."
No, she did not.
She did.
She told you you smelled nice.
I'm going to show you the picture after this, right? But I'm sorry, I just had to distract you.
I'm so glad you did.
I had to...
You can now carry that with you. Dolly Parton thinks I smell nice. That's so wow.
That's going to be my main profile picture on my socials.
Definitely should. It should be your bio as well.
No, hang on. It depends how we get on. Maybe you and Dolly. Maybe you... No, but listen, I'm sorry to distract from me, but I had to tell you the Dolly thing.
I love the story. That's great.
I've got to ask you, what's next? Because you've got so much going on, the touring and, the collaboration. So, new music, more new music?
Definitely. That's always in the works, but I've been really writing a lot in the last few months, and I'm trying out a bunch of different things right now in the studio to see what this next evolution of the project is going to be. So we're really looking forward to the rest of this run, and then later this year we're opening up for Shania on her tour, and in between that I will be very much in the depths of music and the creative process. So I really look forward to sharing what I'm working on very soon.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm delighted I got to see you last night perform, but also...
I'm grateful you came.
You came into our place, so that's really good too.
Thank you for having me in your spaceship in here. This is a great day. It's wonderful to be here.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.